Welcome to calorie density training. Now, what does it mean? So let's start from the beginning. So you're probably wanting to lose weight, you're tired of feeling hungry and restricted, obviously, because statistics show that 95% of diets fail. Why? Because you feel hungry and you feel restricted. So maybe you're a vegan, vegetarian, or somebody who's interested in a plant-based diet, or maybe you don't care about it and you've actually tried multiple dieting approaches, maybe keto, intermittent fasting, Weight Watchers, low carb, high protein. All these diets, statistics show that 95% of them fail. So what you want to do is you want to finally figure out a sustainable approach to be able to lose weight and keep it off. Because what's the point of doing another random approach if you know that after 3 months you're gonna get back to your old foods, get back to your old eating habits, and then the weight is gonna come back? There's no point. So in this training, my ultimate goal is gonna be to give you clarity on calorie density so that you could finally reach your goal and you wouldn't need to be staying in this gray zone of like going after another diet. Alright, here we go. So I want to explain my training in three main pillars. The first and the most important one is calorie density. What does it mean? So as I've mentioned, 95% of diets fail because you become too hungry and you become too restricted. So what does calorie density mean? It means that, let's say, for example, you have a small piece of chocolate that's 100 calories and you have whole big piece of lettuce that is 100 calories as well. What does it mean? It means that most diets, what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the chocolate and gonna start feeding you lettuce, and that's how you're gonna be able to lose weight. Of course, most people can do that. But nobody tells you how to be able to include chocolate and still be able to lose weight. So calorie density in essence means that there are low calorie dense foods such as lettuce that has a lot of volume and not a lot of calories, and then there's high calorie dense foods such as chocolate, which is really tiny but it has a lot of calories. So the question is not how to be able to exclude the chocolate and make yourself miserable, but how to be able to include it and still be able to include lettuce. So in other words, combine both of those together. That way you would have a normally healthy diet, because obviously during Christmas, New Year's, or Thanksgiving, are you gonna be actually eating lettuce and following people with your Tupperware and telling them that you're on a diet? Of course not. You'll probably want to enjoy some bad foods. So the goal is not how to make your life miserable, the goal is how to be able to include bad food and get results. That's the only way. Because if you feel miserable following your nutrition, what's the point of even doing that? That's the reason why diets start and diets end, because people cannot sustain them forever. So the question is, how can you stick to it for the rest of your life so that you wouldn't be feeling hungry, you wouldn't be feeling restricted? And that's gonna be my goal, to teach it in this program. Obviously I cannot give everything away because it looks specific to each and every single person. But what I want to give you is clarity to understand that you can combine low calorie foods and high calorie foods. You can combine both of those so that you could be able to reach your weight loss goal in a sustainable way and you wouldn't need to be staying on a diet. So this is where 90% of results are gonna come from calorie density, from nutrition. My second point is gonna be how to train according to your lifestyle. So most people, what they do is they get a program from the trainer or like from the internet, and that program tells them to do, do 2 hours of cardio, or like go to the gym 6 days a week doing weights for 2 hours. And what happens is most people are obviously able to get some results. So if we had to show this weight, as a chart, you would lose weight, but then what happens? The program becomes too restrictive, maybe you move to another place, maybe your life gets too hectic, obviously, and then you stop following that program after a few months. And what happens to the weight? You regain it until you get another program, and you stay stuck in this yo-yo cycle. So the goal is not how to go and do 2 hours of cardio every day. Obviously, everybody could lose weight running marathons every single day. That's not what you want to do. What you want to do is you want to learn how to train according to your lifestyle. Most people are busy. Most people have families, have kids, have work and responsibilities. So you're probably not gonna quit your work just to work on fitness. So what we want to do is you want to learn how to train for 20-30 minutes, maybe like twice a week, and still get maximal results. Because as I've mentioned, for weight loss, 90% of results are gonna come from nutrition. So if you're able to dial in your workouts, it's only gonna be 10% of results. And what's gonna be better for you long term? To work out once or twice a week the way you like and to be able to sustain it for the rest of your life, or to go and do a random workout program for a few months and then quit it? Obviously the first option, because that's what you enjoy. So as I've mentioned, 90% comes from nutrition. So as long as you're able to dial that in, going back to the calorie density, then you know that you can have way more flexibility with your workouts. And even if you have a super busy lifestyle, you can still lose the weight and keep it off. And in terms of training, you have to decide, you need to know how to train for the rest of your life. When you're 75, how you can still adjust your workout programs to still be able to see results. Because what you're doing now, maybe you might want to be throwing barbells over your head, that's fine. But are you gonna be able to do it when you're 75? Probably not. So again, the second pillar is how to be able to train according to your lifestyle. So that as you move, as you go on vacations, as you get older and as you mature, you still know what you need to do to be able to adjust and see the progress, instead of buying a random workout plan and then following it and dropping it off. So as I've mentioned, the first thing, calorie density. Second thing, how to train according to your lifestyle. And when you've heard about these two first points and you agree with that, it's fine. Now the question is, how are you gonna actually get the results? So first thing what you can do is you can try to figure it out on your own, Go Google up what it means, calorie density, how to train according to your lifestyle. Maybe you'll be able to build out a customized plan towards yourself and you're gonna learn everything, and more power to you. But for most people, this is not the case, because as I've mentioned, most people are already busy professionals. You have a busy life, you have a family, you have your responsibilities, so you don't have time for that. So my question, how long have you been trying to figure it out on your own? Googling stuff up, going to trainers, to friends, asking what's best and what's not. We live in this day and age, in the fitness industry, there's so much misinformation. So what's gonna work for your best friend is never gonna work for you, because each and every single person is different. So how much longer is it gonna take? Aren't you sick and tired of not seeing any results? Because each day when you're not working on your goals is an opportunity missed. If you started like a year ago, you could have already reached your goal. But why were you waiting so much? So again, you can try to figure it out on your own. Another option, which is a very popular one, hire a personal trainer. Now look, I personally used to work as a personal trainer. And what I'm trying to say is that only 10% of results come from workouts if you want to lose weight. If you want to build some muscle, sure, go ahead. But you're not gonna be able to see good results. So what's the point of working on only 10% while you could be working on 90% of what brings you the results? Another point is that their intentions are not to get you results. Personal trainers charge hourly. So do you think they're very motivated to get you in the gym for 2 months and you would be able to lose the weight? And then you would say, hey, thanks for working with me, I'm gonna go on my own. No, of course not. They don't want to give away the secrets. They want you to keep coming back for more and more and more. So personal trainer is the wrong option. Another option is to go and hire a nutritionist. This is also a very popular one, So obviously 90% of results are gonna come from nutrition, and it's great. But people complain to me about all the time is that some nutritionists, they just give you general recommendations. Oh, eat less, move more, eat more fruits and vegetables, eat super healthy, you're gonna be fine. Come on, and they charge premium prices for that. It's not gonna work. And then other nutritionists, what they do, they're a little bit motivated to get you towards your goal. So they give you a meal plan. This is your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, strict options, and you have to follow it for 3 months. And most people could probably follow that plan for 3 months. They're able to lose the weight. But what happens afterwards? Do you go and ask your nutritionist for another plan? Or do you decide to follow that same plan for the rest of your life? I mean, if you can follow the same breakfast, lunch, and dinner option for the rest of your life, more power to you. But 99.999% of people cannot do that. So in other words, you become dependent on nutritionists Afterwards, you get the results, you don't know what to do anymore, so you have to get another plan, and another plan, and another plan. Which is, yeah, if you like wasting money, then you can go ahead and do that. Again, trying it on your own, getting a personal trainer, getting a nutritionist. Another thing is do Beachbody, P90X, Weight Watchers, Insanity, all these different programs that are online. What's so good about these programs is they're super cheap. $50 the program is gonna be yours. Why do they make these programs so cheap? Because they create a program and they send it to tens of thousands of different people. So let's say if you were 200 person and there's another person who's 300 pounds and we have way different goals, way different lifestyles, and we get the same plan, do you think they're gonna get the same results? Of course not. So it's cookie cutter, It's one size fits all approach, which is not gonna work. On top of that, they make these programs extremely hard. They say, okay, go do 2 hours of cardio every day, go eat 1,000 calories a day and you're gonna reach your goal, and people are able to follow it. Then they give up after a couple of months, and then they buy another program and they're sick and tired of this yo-yo cycle. So those are all the options, which brings me to my last point, is why do people actually decide to work with me? So my goal is not only to help you reach your weight loss goal. Because if you decided to work with me and I helped you to lose that weight, if the program ends, after the program, if you don't know what to do anymore, what's the point of even doing the program? That's not my goal. My goal is not to be like a nutritionist or a personal trainer, give you a plan and make you dependent on me. My goal is to teach you how to become independent, to teach you how to be able to train according to your lifestyle and how to be able to use calorie density so that after the program ends, you don't need to keep hiring another trainer, another coach, buying another program. Because if you're not able to master those things, you're always gonna be slave to other people, to other people's opinions, to other programs. And you're always gonna be staying stuck in this gray zone where you just don't know what works and what doesn't. That sucks, doesn't it, So my goal is to teach you how to become independent thinker so that you learn everything A to Z, how to master calorie density and how to train according to your lifestyle so that after the program ends, we're able to shake hands as friends and you're able to continue to go on your own. In other words, my goal is to do a favor to you so that you could get in this program short term and afterwards you would know what to do on your own. So now the question is, what are you gonna do? If you want to go figure this out on your own, go hire a personal trainer, go work with a nutritionist, go get a cheap program, more power to you. But if you feel like you're a serious person who is sick and tired of being in this gray zone, if you're ready to fix these problems forever and you just don't want to keep doing these random programs anymore, then I want to invite you to get a free consultation with me. To go and book a call. During the call, I'm gonna basically have my big piece of paper ready. As you see over here, I'm gonna outline all of your information, similar as in the doctor's office. And then the more information I have about you, the more customized plan I'm gonna be able to make for you. Because what works for every person is never gonna work for you. So my promise is gonna be to customize a plan to you, and then you get to decide whether or not you want to work with me or not. If yes, it's great, but if not, no harm, no foul. I'm not a car salesman, my goal is to help people out. So if you decide that that plan works for you, you can go ahead and try to do it on your own. But what I want to do is to tell you not to be afraid, to invite you to book a call with me where I'm gonna customize that strategy for you so that you could finally escape that gray zone. You would be able to reach that weight loss goal and sustain it and have the life that you deserve. So if you're interested to talk with me, please click the link below and I'm gonna see you on the other side.